promises that never stick. Empty words, a dirty trick. Feeding anger, causing hate. It's time to change before too late. Rise above, break the mold. Find feeding anger, causing hate. It's time to change before too late. Rise above, break the mold. Find feeding anger, causing hate. It's time to change before too late. Rise above, break the mold. Find feeding anger, causing hate. It's time to change before too late. Rise above, break the mold. Find your it's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes. Break the chains, cut the ties. Before it's too late, realize. It's a cult, it's a lie. Can't you see? Open your eyes. Break the chains, cut the ties. Before it's too late, realize.
Alrighty then, good morning ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show started. We got a lot to cover. Alright, let's go, let's go.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm stuck in a cycle. It's like I'm stuck
Technical
in time.
difficulties, but we're back in business.
It's like a curse.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Can you hear me? Alright, you should be able to hear me. Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Alright,
It's deja
can you
vu.
help me? Alright, let's go. Technical difficulties. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen.
Deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta
All right,
take
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the
I'm
show.
on top of my game, head of the class. You can tell that
I made it. Look at my grass. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, everybody that's been playing.
I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to
Happen when you're rich and famous. Let's go.
Turn to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my splash sheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what,
Here it
I've
goes.
gone into Zeus's live and
Oh, you have it?
That shit was
Oh,
radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, you've gone, Zeus has gone way off.
okay, that part right there. That's what gets me locked in right there.
It's
Like, okay, you think I'm going off the rails?
It's like
Fair enough. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to the show. My apologies for the technical difficulties, but once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. All right, it's so lovely to see each and every single one of you, seriously. But before we get into today's topics, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, all right? There's nobody more honest than me. You might as well pretend like my hands are resting on a stack of Bibles, all right? The second H is because I am humble. There's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, I honestly will be the first to apologize. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it. I am and will always remain the most handsome. Many of you are very familiar with the product we're selling over here and what we do. What we do is very simple. We expose these so-called Christians, these so-called advocates who want to, quote, protect the kids. The ones that turned around and went and voted for this snake oil salesman. All right, what we're doing is we're holding them accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, every day, as soon as the show starts, crimes are being committed. While the show is going, crimes are being committed. Good morning, Moo, the Tuxedo Cat. Nice to see you, champ. While the show is going, there's crimes being committed. And then right after I get off the show, crimes are still being committed. So there's never a drought when it comes to crimes going on in the current administration. All right. So what we do is we hold them accountable, and we don't allow them to blame Joe Biden any longer, because Joe Biden never had this country in this situation at all. And we don't let them blame the Democrats. We make them take responsibility for their dirty, disgusting acts. So listen up. Do we have any Trump supporters out there this morning? If so, I got some bad news for you. I really do. I'm going to ruin your breakfast. I'm going to ruin your morning. As a matter of fact, I don't consider it a great live unless I know that there's just one Trump supporter out there that I've ruined. I just really want to ruin their morning. I want them to go to work and can't even focus at work. Well, number one, they won't be going to work because Elon Musk is laying them off, right? I forgot about that. So listen up, Trump supporters. If you don't want to hear the truth, you go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, because they'll lie to you. I don't have to lie to you because I don't even need to. All right? It is what it is. All right? But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
No unity.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. All right. So we got a lot of content to get through. But the first thing that I just wanted to call out is this picture of Donald J. Trump right behind me. Can you all see it in his eyes? One love, send me a guest request or zip it. I don't got time for you Trump supporters in your lives right now. Do you all see this look on his face right now? We've been telling you Trump supporters that Donald J. Trump is a snake oil salesman. All right? This is the look right here, ladies and gentlemen. And let's cut all the games out. We've all done something like this before. You just knew it was a bad deal. All right. And you knew the person selling it to you was not telling the truth. And they had that look in their face because, you went back home and you realized, like, geez, I spent way too much money. I don't feel like this was a great deal. It's just something's not sitting right with me. Right. And when you go into your mind and you just start trying to navigate, like, how do you know it's a bad deal? Most of the time, you get an image of the con artist selling it to you in your mind, and it just sticks in your brain, and you go, if I ever see that look again, I'm never buying it again. I don't care what it is, right? Donald Trump gave the American people this look right here when he, in front of the president of France, Macron, decided that it was okay for him to lie about the United States support for Ukraine, while at the same time siding with Russia. This is the look of a snake oil salesman. And anybody that voted for Donald J. Trump, I want you to look at this face right here. This is somebody right there who's been caught lying red-handed. Their hand, not just one hand, both hands are actually in the cookie jar. All right, now people are going, well, what exactly is the lie? All right, we've all seen it. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get it on the record, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what? Some things are better left said. Some things are actually better told, better to get on the record than told than to actually just let people wonder. Now, we all saw what happened when the president of France actually had to correct Donald J. Trump for lying about how the aid in Ukraine is actually being sent to Ukraine, all right? So President Macron fact checks the heck out of Donald J. Trump right in front of the American people. I mean, this is embarrassing. For this to happen to a person that's actually the president of the United States, this is actually the most embarrassing thing that I've ever seen. And if it was up to me, it would be grounds for impeachment. But we'll go ahead and get it on the record.
I support the idea to have Ukraine first being compensated because they are the one to have lose a lot of their fellow citizens and being destroyed by these attacks. Second, all of those who paid for could be compensated, but not by Ukraine, by Russia, because they were the one to aggress.
Again, just so you understand, Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money, to be clear. We have 230 billion frozen assets in Europe, Russian assets, but this is not as a collateral of a loan because this is not our belonging. So they are frozen. If at the end of the day in the negotiation we will have with Russia, they're ready to give it to us, super. It will be loan at the end of the day and Russia will have paid for that.
If you believe
that,
it's okay with me.
Yeah, okay.
But they get their money back, we don't, and now we do. But, that's only fair.
So this is incompetence at the highest level of government, ladies and gentlemen. Either Donald Trump has no clue what he's talking about or he's willfully lying to the American people. And you know what? Either way it goes, it just proves Donald J. Trump is clearly not fit to be the president of these United States. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to send Donald J. Trump straight to hell this morning, all right? Because that MAGA demon is doing quite a number to him. How dare you get up here and you lie to the American people right in front of the president of France as if we all didn't live through all 4 years of Joe Biden and we all knew exactly what the deal was, all right? It wasn't a loan. And these people did not give $350 billion. I don't know where he got that number from, but he's being exposed for being a snake oil salesman. So what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to purge that MAGA demon out of Donald J. Trump's spirit this morning. Okay, we're going to get it. This is for lying to the American people. All right. Instead of doing your job, you want to continue to attack our allies and support Russia. And we just can't have that in this country. We got to save it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And to any of you that believe Donald Trump and everything that he says, despite the fact that it's been proven he's lying, I want to remind you of what he thinks of you. Again, this is what Donald Trump thinks of his supporters.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
All right, so are there any Trump supporters out there that want to identify themselves as either, stupid or hating this country? Please put a 1 in the chat and I'll bring you right up here. All right, I'll help you boost your self-esteem. People ask me all the time, Zeus, is there a way for you to ever get along with the Republicans and the people who voted for Donald Trump and the people who didn't vote? And I'm like this, absolutely not at this point, because, every time I turn on the TV, every time I turn on the news, I get bad news. There's never anything good coming out of the current Trump administration. Did you all hear about what Denny's did? Did you hear what Denny's did? In case you didn't hear what Denny's did, let's get this on the record, all right?
Can you give us a reality check here of where we stand?
Yeah, well, the reality is, Robin, good morning, guys. Nice to see all of you, is that we are seeing this everywhere, from grocery stores to bakeries and diners. Both of those types of businesses use a lot of eggs, so you see it there as well. And the average price across the country right now for a dozen eggs, $4.95. That was last month. A year ago, it was $2.52, which is a stunning 96% jump. Oh.
A 96% increase in the eggs. This never, and I've been living on this planet for a while, we have never seen anything like this under President Biden. But when you got a snake oil salesman in office, this is par for the course. And it's causing people all across this country to suffer. When you can't even buy eggs, this country is heading towards a 1929 style depression. Yeah, 96%. Not 92, add 4. 96% increase in the price of eggs. And guess what companies are doing?
Year. And now that's what you're paying, what the grocers pay, that's called the wholesale price, was $8.07 in the latest weekly report. Many retailers sell eggs as a loss in the hopes that you're going to come in, pick up a dozen there, and buy a few other things while you're at it. That much higher wholesale price is a signal that what you pay at the grocery store, what we all pay, it could be going higher. And of course, this is if you can find the eggs. With bird flu spreading, many egg shelves at supermarkets are empty. In the past shortages like this, Robin, they were regional, but the USDA says this time, this is a nationwide thing.
Right, can I ask a follow-up?
Sure.
Please.
Yeah.
Double the retail price seems way out of whack.
It might seem out of whack, George, but when you look at that wholesale price, wholesale prices are much higher than what people on average are paying in grocery stores.
Wow.
The grocers make almost nothing. They have very small margins.
Wow. You hear this? Do you Trump supporters understand what you've done to this great country of ours? Americans all over the country are on the verge of starvation because you all are so evil. You are all so wicked. You couldn't stand the idea of a black woman being the president of the United States. Now look at this. We're heading towards a 1929 style depression, and this time it's going to be a lot worse, ladies and gentlemen, because guess what? You don't have eggs. Let's go ahead and send the Trump administration, ladies and gentlemen, once again, straight to hell. You know, this is getting to me, as far as I'm concerned, we're going in the completely wrong direction. All right. Now, there's one more thing that Zeus needed to bring up into the kingdom. All right. And if you're a Trump supporter, like I said, feel free to send Big Zeus a guest request. All right. And I'll bring you right on up here. Send me a guest request. I'll bring you right on up here. So, the news network CNN, which, they do an outstanding job with journalism sometimes, but I follow them very closely because I like to actually know when is the will of MAGA going to be broke? Oh, wait a second. Hold on. We have We the People 1987. Would you mind coming up here real quickly? If you want to ask me a question, by all means, come up here real quick. I just need 1 minute. It doesn't take me that long to debunk a Trump supporter. Just come up here. But you asked me, all right, okay, he says, or they say, how are you going to blame Trump for that? It's due to avian bird flu. Did Donald Trump not fire these people who are researching avian bird flu? We the People, 1987. If you didn't know that, go look it up. We would have had the cure if Joe Biden was in office, because guess what Joe Biden was doing? He was paying these people. We the people. You're not for the people. You're for Russia. You should say, I'm for Russia. That's what you should name yourself. I'm for Russia. 1980, whatever you want to be in, all right? As far as I'm concerned, just take the years off of it because you've been doing it for a while. You know what, We the People 1987, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you a first-class trip straight to hell for that ridiculous question. Do not come on my show and ask questions you could go and look up on the internet yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send that previous guest who doesn't know why we are in a financial and a egg crisis while Donald Trump is in office. Let's send them straight to hell. Don't ask me any of those questions.
Silence, you MAGA.
Hey, We the People 1987. Here's what it is for you.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
And I think it's both. I honestly think it's both with you. All right, now let's get back to what I was talking about. All right, here's a secret, Trump supporters. Do me a favor and just honestly sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast. You just might learn something. It's clear you don't know how to think for yourselves. I've already proven that. Mr. Dad, what did Trump win? What did Trump win? I mean, you guys do an outstanding job repeating the things Donald Trump says, but it just shows you're not that intelligent, if you ask me. Has anyone out there ever honestly, has anyone ever met what I call a MAGA expert? If you've met a MAGA expert, please identify. And what I mean by that is not only do they repeat the things Donald Trump says, but they actually have the evidence to prove that the lies are true. Have you ever met a MAGA expert? Because I've never met one, to be quite honest with you. Now, I want to get this story on the record because, again, I told you, Trump supporters, I'm going to tell the truth no matter what. And if you don't like the way that I'm running my live, like I said at the top of the show,
if you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
yeah.
If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about you Trump supporters. All right. Now, I've been talking about the will of MAGA and what will it take for Trump supporters to actually start to say, you know what, that's too much Donald Trump and we're done. And I thought we had a situation where that actually took place. This is a story about a Colorado farmer who is upset at Donald Trump and Elon Musk, mainly Elon Musk, because of what they're doing in terms of destroying the farms, right? Because that's what Donald Trump's that's what their budget that they're passing is doing, is destroying the farms. So let's take a listen to this story, all right? And there's a serious lesson in this, and I need you all to pay attention. Listen up.
CNN's John King traveled to Colorado's 8th Congressional District to talk to 4 Trump voters about the president's first month back in office.
Okay.
The smaller ranch spans more than 100 acres, home to 60 horses, and one last bison.
This little guy down here, his name is Trouble.
A bit ornery at times. Yes, Trouble.
You know, it's like Trump. I really don't like him as a person. I think he's arrogant, kind of a jerk, but...
David Hayes is a funny man.
I tried farming for a while, and I would rather get run over by a bison, you know.
The Northern Colorado Ranch has been in his family since the 1880s. The White House and Washington are far away.
We got like hot dogs.
Yes, Hayes wants the government shrunk, but he doesn't see a coherent plan. And he doesn't trust Elon Musk. Doesn't believe what he says. Doesn't want Trump letting Musk poke around Social Security or tax files.
I don't know how many people he's fired. And, you know, Musk keeps saying, well, I found $1 billion of waste here. And Social Security, there's hundreds and hundreds of people that are collecting it that are between 100 years old and 150. Can you believe any of that crap? You can't substantiate it. You can't believe it.
Oh, okay.
So that's a trust issue.
A blue-collar rural guy in one of the nation's most competitive congressional districts. A 3-time Trump voter who calls the president unfocused and arrogant. But Democrats should hold the celebration.
But if you had a do-over tomorrow and you had to pick again between Trump and Harris, what would you do?
I would still do Trump.
Did you hear what he said? He's on CNN crying because Donald Trump and Elon Musk are basically ruining his life. They're taking the Social Security away. They're taking the money away from the farm. And he says Trump is a bad person. He should be focusing. And he's just laying out all of these reasons he's upset with Donald Trump. And they ask him at the end, if you could do it all over and vote for Harris, who would it be? And he goes, Trump. That right there, as far as I'm concerned, sealed the deal in terms of what I do on my show. I don't like sending people to hell if they actually are good people. I don't. But when you have that kind of information, you got facts, data, and statistics, you should be able to make a better judgment call. This man isn't just thinking for himself. He should be thinking for his family. Do you want your family to survive or not? If you want them to survive, then obviously, even if you hate Kamala Harris, you have to go along with her because she's going to keep you in business, champ. She's going to keep bread on the table. She's going to keep the money coming in. You know, the one with the blue line across it. But because of your misogyny and your racism, right? Because you know what it was. He didn't have to say it. It was misogyny and racism. What you've basically confirmed in my mind is you would rather go to hell smelling Donald Trump's dirty, disgusting diaper right? And people say, Zeus, why do you talk about the dirty diaper all the time? I said, do you know that if you smell that diaper just one time, honestly, if you just smell his diaper one time, you'll be hooked? Take my word for it. And these people, they smelled it at least one time, maybe one time too many. And so since you don't value your life and you would do this all over again, I have no other choice but to send this voter straight to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to warm up the lake of fire for this farmer in Colorado. Obviously, you don't value your life, so why should I? May you rest in hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah, people get upset. Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We actually have a Trump supporter, and I sent them to hell while they were in the comment section, but now they want to actually come up here and talk to Big Zoo, so that's pretty impressive. I got to give you the credit. We the People, 1987. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, did I satisfactorily answer the question?
It was just a question. I wasn't trying to cause any kind of controversy or any of that shit. So.
Oh, well, we don't curse on the show, though, by the way. You can keep it clean, all right? So you voted for Donald Trump, sir?
I did vote for Donald Trump.
What part of the country are you in, if you don't mind?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, all right. You know what I got? I'm really big on keeping the country united, despite the fact that we got these, we're very divided, right? Wouldn't you say Donald Trump is the most divisive president of our lifetime? We've never been at each other like this, and since I've been alive, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, what attracted you to him?
I'm just not a Democrat.
So, what else? Because honestly, he used to be a Democrat, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So and he's doing exactly what Joe Biden did, right? If you think about it, he's doing exactly what Joe Biden did. So what's the difference?
He's seen all the corruption but while he was a Democrat, and now he's trying to set it straight.
Okay, so what is Elon's role in that, based on your expertise? What does Elon do?
I don't like Elon Musk.
Oh.
I don't think he should be beside Donald Trump, honestly.
What's so funny about this is last time Trump was in office, Mike Pence was around. What is your opinion about Mike Pence? Because at a certain point, we have to assign leadership responsibilities to the leader of the free world. So either these people around Donald Trump are just terrible, or Donald Trump is terrible at picking people. Which one is it in your world?
I don't agree with a lot of things that Trump does, but I mean, there was a lot of stuff I didn't agree with Joe Biden either. So I mean,
okay, so they're on the same playing field then. But at least you know what Joe Biden didn't have going on. He didn't have airplanes falling out of the sky.
But
right?
How can you sit there and put the blame on Donald Trump for the airplanes falling out of the sky?
Well,
honestly.
He went in there with an axe and he just started basically letting Elon turn it into a scary movie.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Do you know that him and Elon have been laying off employees of the FAA and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do.
So that's why I blame him. And there's this rule: if it happens on the president's watch, it's their fault. So there's that. Do you actually believe Donald Trump when he said that accident that happened in D.C. was due to DEI? Because DEI was here under Joe Biden, correct?
True.
And there was no airplanes falling out of the sky.
True.
So did you see the issue?
I don't understand how a malfunctioned airplane could be blamed on Donald Trump, though.
I just gave you the answer.
He didn't do the inspections on the plane.
Yeah, but he fired the people that do it.
How could he be blamed for something like that?
So listen, you run a business or you work. Which one is it?
So if that's the case, so the Palestine train derailment, can that be blamed on Joe Biden?
Some of you do blame it on him, but honestly, I don't blame it on him. I blame it on Trump.
I never blamed it on Joe Biden.
Okay, well then in that case, I would say, you know what? There's no reason to link Joe Biden to that. But we don't need to bring President Biden up, honestly, because the issue is airplanes falling out of the sky. Now, the only thing you could bring up about Biden, honestly, is you could say while he was president and there was DEI, we didn't have one airplane falling out of the sky. And that's true. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, was Joe Biden trying to, what do you do for a living? How do you make money? How does it come in? What do you do to get the money?
Well, you asking me what I do for a living?
Well, I don't want to get too deep into your business, but how do you get it?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay, you're a truck driver. Wow, so Joe Biden did a lot for truck drivers, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and Donald Trump wants to do the exact opposite. Because look at what he's doing to the economy, right? You can tell that, things aren't really going in the right direction. They're going in the wrong direction. If we're talking, inflation and these tariffs, right? Businesses are basically, they're going to be forced to shut down shop with those tariffs. And then you got the egg shortages and things like that. I just don't understand the hate for the Democrats when, if you really think about it, the Democrats have been helping you provide for yourself and your family. That's weird.
I don't have hate for Democrats. Some of my best friends and some of my family members are Democrats. We don't talk politics around each other. We get along, we live life every day.
Well, don't you think you should start talking turkey with each other? Because look at where we're at right now.
Because it would ruin friendships and ruin everyday things that I do with my friends and my family.
I honestly think it's the other way. I think the fact that you voted for Trump is doing that. And you don't even have to say anything. Because there's this thing going on right now where you don't know it, but veterans are being fired. Veterans who voted for Trump are being fired from the federal government. You hear about this? Because of Doge. They call it you've been doged. Like I mentioned, you got inflation. You have women out here suffering because their rights are being taken from them. You got immigrants under assault right now. And these are good people who are just trying to do the right thing to help feed the American people, help us with our businesses, with construction and like that. And now every sector of the economy is reeling because of Donald Trump and his inability to lead. His policy is just do the opposite of Joe Biden. That's not a strategy, It's a path. Yeah. It's a recipe for disaster. And what do you think about him siding with Russia? W. Rick in the chat. Let's go. What do you think about him siding with Russia?
We just need to worry about our own problems in the United States and quit worrying about other people's shit stuff. Sorry.
But would you side with Putin?
No.
So why is he?
I don't know. Ask him that.
But what would you say to him if you had the opportunity to talk to him right now?
About the whole Russia?
I mean, well, let me just ask you this: has life gotten better for you, or has it gotten worse since Trump got into office?
My life hasn't changed. My wife and kids doesn't go without. I don't go without. My trucking business is booming.
Okay,
it's been better.
Okay. All right. And here's the thing, though. You said nothing has changed. Do you hear my stories about these egg prices?
Well,
so you're not impacted by the cost of living going up. You're not impacted by gas prices going up. He said the moment he gets into office, your utility bill would be cut in half because we're going to drill, baby, drill and frack. Remember?
Yeah, I call him a liar for that because he did say that as soon as he got in office, but he still hasn't done anything about it. I agree with you.
So let's look at where we're at right now.
Rome was not built in a day.
But you're making an excuse for a person. He didn't have to say this would all be fixed in 24 hours. He didn't have to say that. So when a person sells you that, look at the face of him right there. Doesn't he look like a snake oil salesman in your opinion? This is a person that's good at selling lies. And we have to admit, we the people, that Donald Trump has lied to you.
Oh, I'm not saying he hasn't.
Would you allow your wife to lie to you like that?
Absolutely not.
So why is it acceptable for Trump to do it to you?
All politicians lie. No matter who they are, where they come from, what political party. They're all lying just to get the vote, just to get that stance, just to get that vote from people.
Right.
Plain
But just okay, so with that being said, my question still stands. What's the difference between Donald Trump lying to you and someone you love like your wife lying to you? And I don't want to make it about her. I'm really making it about you, because what I don't understand is there's just some lies that I can't get behind. You know what I mean? And there's a line in the sand where I'm like, you know what? I just can't do that, right? So, what is it about Donald Trump that allows folks like yourself, because you seem like you're just regular American, you're living your life, you don't probably keep up with all the news like I do, but what is it about him that allows you all to buy the lie? And you know it's a lie.
Honestly, it's just what I hear people tell me and what I see physically.
Yeah. That's it. Because my other side of this is Kamala Harris. She wasn't lying like this. And if she had lied, I would call it white lies. I would call what Kamala Harris did white lies. And you're right, politicians do that all the time. But what Donald Trump is doing, these are black lies. You know what I mean? These are traitorous lies. Do you see these town halls where Republicans are going in there and talking to their constituents and saying, we didn't ask for Elon Musk. The egg prices, the grocery prices, inflation, you're talking about cutting our Medicaid and our Social Security. Like, what the heck is this? Are you seeing any of this?
I just need to educate myself more, because when you made that comment about the whole egg prices, I actually, as soon as I got muted from the chat, I went and did my own research, and I seen where Joe Biden did put the money forward to research for the
you're digging yourself into the right direction. So why would you do your research and then come up here and bash Democrats?
I was just curious. I didn't know. I mean, I don't like the blame game. I listen to every time you go live, Zeus. I'm always in your chat. I'm always in your live listening.
Thank you.
Regardless if we view different political views.
Okay,
I've never held grudges against people, by no means.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. So, but now we're getting to a place where, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, if a person is doing things that actually helps you, it really shouldn't matter what party it is. You know what I mean? And you got up here and you said, because he wasn't a Democrat. Are we at a point now in America where we can say, okay, it doesn't matter what party you're in. If you're doing something to help me, I support that.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. Well, so we're gonna stop saying Joe Biden and the Democrats, then, we the people, aren't we?
I get that. Yeah, true.
And we're going to start to also acknowledge that Donald J. Trump is the worst president ever, right? Let's go down this path together, brother.
I'm not going to say that.
Because what I don't want to do is throw you in the lake of fire. So what we don't want is people to come up here and pretend like they actually understand when they don't. All right, and then we got to go.
I'll be the one to admit it.
Okay.
I don't read bills. I don't do research. I don't do any of that.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask this honestly.
Yeah.
And this is the ultimate test to determine how we do with the judgment, because I do judgment on this show.
I know.
Is Donald Trump? Was he impeached twice?
Yes.
Is he a convicted criminal?
Yeah.
Is he an adjudicated rapist?
Me being a married man, yes, I agree with you on that.
And he says very nasty things about his daughter. You know about what I'm talking about? You heard those statements?
He has no filter, I can tell you that.
But
he says what's on his mind.
He's an immoral man. He's an immoral creature, huh?
Yeah, but he's a businessman.
Well, is he a good businessman considering that he's been found to have been committing fraud?
No, because he's had multiple bankruptcies.
And he was lying about the values of his assets and things like that to the tune of about $500 million.
You talking about Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, you know that case with Letitia James? She's in New York. So he's a failed businessman. He's a convicted felon. He's an immoral creature. He's a criminal, and he's been impeached twice.
Yeah.
I mean, you're answering the questions correctly. You really are. So let me ask this question then. If you could do it all over again, I'm going to ask the same question. Would you vote for Kamala Harris?
I'd have to do more research before I made that vote. I jumped to conclusions because of family. I ain't gonna lie to you, Zeus.
What is it? You know that was not the satisfactorily answer. I mean, what more do you need to research? I'm confused. You just listed off all of Donald Trump's qualifications to actually disqualify for him from being president.
But Kamala Harris was handed this to be put on the ticket. She didn't go through the proper channels to get this. Yes, she might have been the vice president. I agree with you on that. But Trump was already president. He did decent. I ain't gonna lie to you. He wasn't the greatest. He did decent.
So let's just say we're going down your path. Maybe it was an act of God that allowed Kamala Harris to be the one in that moment because of all the things that were going on in the world. Why do you always look at that situation as a negative? It was an opportunity for we, the people, we Americans, to get this thing right in the country. It would have helped unite the country like we've never been united before if all of us would have done the right thing. You don't have the things that I just got you to agree with about Donald Trump. You had none of that with Kamala Harris. And you just did a little research and you found out that it was actually her and Joe Biden that have been trying to help you. So if you keep doing your research, you're going to find other things that they've done to help you. You know, with the whole infrastructure package and the Inflation Reduction Act and the CHIPS Act, not laying people off that work for the federal government. You're going to have so much information to see that these Democrats were actually helping you. And to be at a place where we're at right now and you still say, well, I need more research, I'm concerned.
I just have to do more research. I didn't look into the ballots. I didn't look at what she was standing on. I didn't, like I said, I just did it off of feelings. I did it off of family. I did it off of this, did it off of that. If I could go back, yeah, I would do more research.
No. The only acceptable answer is if I could go back, I would vote for Kamala Harris. Anything less than that, I'm going to assume the MAGA demon is still inside of you and you're at war with yourself, right? Kamala Harris never, ever engaged or participated in an insurrection against the United States government. Do you know who that officer, Fanon, was? We the people? We the people. We the people, are you there? Come on right back here. The devil is trying to steal this truth from you. All right, come on back. We don't need to do all of that. We the people, 1987. Seriously. I really want to know if you heard what Michael Fanon had to say. We the people. Okay, so I see what's going on here. This is what happens when the MAGA demon gets put in the straitjacket. Oh, he went to do his research. All right, Michael. I mean, not Michael, but We the People, 1987. I want to get this on the record. All right, this should help you. This is one of the cops that was assaulted by those so-called J6ers. Listen to what he said, and then we'll get to judgment.
I told the truth about my experiences and the experiences of so many other
people. Rick, thank you. We the people, listen up. Listen to what a cop who was attacked by one of those J6ers had to say.
I spoke out. I told the truth about my experiences and the experiences of so many other police officers on January 6th. And I warned America about, the dangers of making this choice that they've made. They didn't listen, so fuck them. And I'm going to go back to living my life, being a father, and and then Donald Trump pardoned 1,500 insurrectionists, hundreds of violent criminals who assaulted police officers at the Capitol on January 6th, police officers like you see up here on the stage today, but hundreds of other police officers who, regardless of their political ideology, were doing their fucking job. Donald Trump sent them there to assault those individuals, and he pardoned them. He pardoned them. And I'll tell you why he pardoned them. He pardoned them because he wants people to know that if you commit crimes on his behalf, he's got your back. And so now what we have in this country is we have Donald Trump's personal brown shirt militia. We have the Oath Keepers, the Three Percenters, and the Proud Boys, who are no different than the brown shirts of the neo-Nazi era. And they are operating under the assumption that if they commit violent criminal acts on Donald Trump's behalf, that he will pardon them for future violence. And so I understand people's fear, but don't skip over the outrage and the anger and go straight to fear. Listen, I'm fearful. I don't know what Donald Trump might do. I don't know what the fuck Kash Patel might do. And I don't know what this clown Ed Martin, who's now the U.S. Attorney in the District of Columbia, might do. These are insurrectionists. Let's be very clear. Yes, fucking traitors. And they're running the show.
You hear that, we the people? This is from a law enforcement officer, we the people. Terry, if you think I'm spreading a lie, you're more than welcome to send me a guest request and we could discuss it. But as far as I'm concerned, there's just an overwhelming amount of evidence that these people are not good for this country. W. Maryland French for the subscription. Thank you. Now, we the people, I got to send you to the lake of fire because we were in the middle of a breakthrough moment. And for some strange reason, you dropped, champ. All right. It was like the truth was getting to you, but you were rejecting it. And you're hardening your heart. The Bible talks about that. I know that. So hopefully you do sound like a great person. But when you got that MAGA demon running wild and running rampant like it does, I have a lot of concerns. All right. So this is going to hurt. But we got to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we the people 1987. Protect your rear end.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah, he's fighting it. He's fighting it like you wouldn't believe it. Oh, we the people. You wanted to come back up and talk to me. Wow, that's 2 times this. You've been put in the lake of fire twice in one day. What brings you back? What brings you back?
Because I gotta go. Hang on. I disconnected because I gotta go pick my son up from school. Something happened. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I've already sent you there twice, bro.
I'll be back.
Okay. Well, you take care. Right? You take care of your children, all right? And just keep listening to me. All right, you keep on listening to Big Zeus, we the people, all right? Because there's something in here for you. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Move it along. We got so much to talk about. All right. Good morning, D-Shay. Welcome to the show. How are you doing? Hey, how are you? Welcome. You heard what that previous guest said.
Wait. He said he got a phone call.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a phone call. They usually get like that.
Yeah. No, we've heard. So what came from him has come from a couple of people in the past week. And I've tried to get up here because I wanted to explain generational political conditioning is a real thing. I grew up in nothing but red. And it took everything in me to not go that route and to do my own research because of the type of person I am.
Got it. Political. What do you call that?
It's generational political conditioning. You grow up in a red family or a blue family, and it's all that you know.
Got it. And you think that's what he's been?
Absolutely. I still believe in the fact that once you get to a point in your life that you should start caring about who the president is. you should start doing your own research. I don't think it's an excuse, but it is an actual thing.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of families do it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to come up here yesterday because I want to tell you something funny.
Oh, tell me. Go for it, please. Please
So
get it out there.
the first part isn't so funny. My Meemaw passed away. But
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Seriously.
thank you.
My condolences go out to you and your family. That's very unfortunate.
Thank you. She was 97. So
Oh, well, she lived a full life. That's good. 97. Wow,
yeah,
that's a
I'm
full life.
33 and I
Oh,
had a
okay.
great grandma that just passed.
Oh my
So
goodness. Wow, 93. That's a good that she had a great life. All right. Yeah, sending our condolences, all right?
thank you. So
Yes.
I was talking to my uncle and he was telling me that he didn't want to get his inheritance check in his own name because it's going to take away his Social Security. And I
Oh.
looked at him and I said, wait a second, don't you vote red? And he said, yeah. I said, you ain't getting a check no more. You might as well take that inheritance.
That was a good one.
And it was only a $20,000 inheritance. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like he got handed a house, you
W
know?
Deb. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What did he do when you said that to him? Did he have that look on his face like this? Because that's the look right
uh,
now that MAGA is walking around with. All right.
well, I was actually in a house with quite a few members of my family,
Mm.
and one of them looked at me and goes, don't tell me you're a Democrat. And I said, what I am is none of concern to you.
Thank
What
you.
I will tell you is that you're not going to get Social Security anymore.
Yeah.
And
They don't
then
get
my
it.
grandpa literally looked at me and goes, you haven't heard about the $5,000 checks? I said, that's complete lie. And if you do get it, don't cash it.
Wow. So they think they're going to get a
Oh,
$5,000 check. They're going to get that Doge check. These people, where do they get this information from? What part of the world in the country do they live in where they believe this stuff?
they're just listening to everything he says.
Wow. Can I
It's
ask the audience,
complete.
does any Trump supporters out there that believe they're getting $5,000 from Elon Musk, please identify yourself, because that's a good point. That's a good point, Deshay. That's a good point. Does anyone think they're
Yeah.
getting $5,000 seriously?
And for F Donald Trump in the chat, yes, I understand. I should have proudly said I'm a Democrat, but as far as my life, I've always been an independent thinker. I don't think blue, I don't think red. I think about what's right for the American people.
Tell him, Deshay. Tell him, Deshay.
And a lot of people keep getting lost in that. That's why Zeus doesn't want Biden brought up. He doesn't want this person brought up because it's not a blue versus red. It's a humanity issue.
Thank you. Thank you. And we've already survived. We've survived and we successfully survived President Biden. And so bringing him up right now while we're in the first 100 days of the Trump
Mm-hmm.
administration where Trump is an executive order guru, isn't he? He just everything he wants to do an executive order for, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Even if it violates the Constitution. But Deshay, honestly, have you seen him pass an executive order to lower our egg prices yet?
No, I haven't seen him pass an executive order to take away taxes on overtime,
Huh.
taxes on tips, taxes on Social Security.
So what's holding him
So
up? What do you think is holding him up? Why hasn't he done it?
it
Is he
was
ran out of
never
paper?
it was never his mission to do it in the first place. It was never his goal. It was just something to get votes. And for any MAGA listening, I hope you understand and I hope you keep in mind that if you have any family members, including yourself, who has to take mental health
Uh
medication,
oh.
RFK and Trump want to get rid of it.
Wait a second. Say that again, because you said something about if a,
Mental health medication, antipsychotics, antidepressants, and ADHD medications.
I don't think Trump supporters
RFK,
suffer from those conditions. Do you think Trump supporters have any of those conditions?
absolutely, absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely, because more population than not has mental health problems, and it's not fake news. Look it up. RFK said it in a very big speech of his.
All right,
Um,
WD Shade, because as
not to
much this is
mention,
the information that needs to continue to get out here and permeate through
not
these
to mention,
communities.
he wants to get rid of the medications for children and then work them in rural farms because they're addicts.
Wow.
So it's not fake
Wow.
news. You can literally look it up.
Like that previous guest said, he's got to go do his research. You all should do your research.
Yeah. And then for people to say, well, that's RFK, but who appointed him? Who supports what he wants?
That part.
He wants to start insourcing all pharmaceuticals instead of outsourcing. Guess what? That's going to cause a shortage. 100%.
Tell
And we're
him,
already going
D-Shay.
through a shortage in mental health medication.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
D-Shay.
sorry, but you take away antipsychotics from people who need them, we're going to have a lot of chaos on our hands.
What about if you take away the medicine and then you take away their Social Security and their Medicaid? What do you think is going to happen in this great country? This once great country. What is going to happen?
It's going to cause complete chaos.
And this is what he wants.
It's going to cause complete chaos.
This is what he wants. We're not fear mongering. We are giving you the tools you need to combat misinformation and disinformation. There's no fear mongering here. And you all got to understand this is what's coming. And do not blame Democrats. Do not blame Joe Biden. It's not going to work. Because Joe Biden wouldn't do this to you.
You blame the man who wants to call himself king.
Thank you. Ha! The snake oil salesman right there.
You blame another man who likes to do the schnazi salute for America. And, it's crazy because MAGA's like, oh, no, that was autistic Twitch. Let me tell you something. When every other country in the world is banning it from their TVs because it is what it is.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to see that?
Thank you. Because you know what's going on up here. Their minds have been compromised. That's why we do what we do, D-Shay, together,
Yeah.
We are not intimidated by the MAGA demon at all. Are we?
No. And we the people, I understand it's not an excuse, but I do understand where his mentality comes from. However, when he said that Kamala was handed she was a foot in pretty much because of her position, and Trump did Trump was never a governor. He was never a politician.
Ooh.
He didn't do anything to get to where he's at except for be a good businessman.
WD Shay.
Businessman who filed bankruptcy.
There you go.
6 times.
Yeah.
Kamala actually went through 3 branches to get where she is.
No lies detected. If she was lying, I'd stop her. She's not lying. That's the crazy part. This is 100% truth being injected into you. Dopamine reaction.
I really, really hope. No, you're fine. I really, really hope that We the People does actually sit down and do some research, because everything you said about Trump and for him to say, I still need to do research on Kamala is a little startling.
Yeah.
Because, the MAGAs that say, he's a convicted felon, but that woman for the essay thing, she was just doing it for money. First off, that's victim shaming.
Thank you.
Second off, who are you to say how long anybody can wait to tell their story? She wanted to wait until her parents were gone, so they didn't have to live through that.
Yeah. Tell them, D-Shay.
I can tell you from an essay victim, the stuff that he says, and I'm an essay victim of my own father.
Oh.
The stuff that he says about his own daughter.
So sorry. Yeah.
Is sickening.
When when he says what he says about, if Ivanka wasn't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think? One last question.
Or what he has in common with his daughter.
Oh,
smacks, but
you went that deep with it. Why do women that voted for Trump tend to ignore that, based on what you understand about the whole psychology?
Actually have personal experience with that. I wanted to tell you this last week. I had a talk with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is also an essay victim from her own father.
Wow.
She is a Trump supporter. And I brought up that conversation to her, and you know what she said?
Your mom is a Trump supporter?
Yes.
And she's been a victim of SA.
Yep. And you know what she said as an excuse for him?
Please don't go
He just has a dark sense of humor, and he doesn't say things correctly. He was just trying to say that his daughter was beautiful. It wasn't meant like that. And I'm like, how is it that he said it clear as day, and you're still making the excuses for him?
Wow, this country. D-Shay,
that's why when people say MAGA is brainwashed, it's 100%. Yes.
Wow. That's the most disturbing situation I've ever heard. I mean, it's a clear sign folks need real professional help, and they really need to work through these issues. But Donald Trump is making it difficult to work through these issues by cutting programs, right, that could help them work through these issues. So he's trying to keep them into this mentality of being, submissive. It's really disgusting and it's deranged, to say the least.
Yeah.
But all right, DC, I got to move it on. But you know what?
Okay.
As always, thank you for coming up here and just, really being vulnerable and telling the people the truth. You're not fear mongering. Someone wrote truth mongering. All right. And this is what we need more of to get these people to see the light. All right.
Yeah, and one of these days I'd love to get up here and debate with somebody, because I actually was in a panel one time where a Trump voter regrets his vote.
Oh.
Because I pointed out the daughter situation that was said, and I pointed out the mental health medication situation, because he has 2 daughters that take mental health medication.
Oh, well, you know what? We
And
could probably make that happen. All right. It depends on who's up here and willing to actually go there. All right. But I'll be on the lookout for you, D Shay, because you would do great. All right.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. WD Shay in the chat. Yeah, prayers. We're sending love and we're sending prayers. No lies detected. All right. And I see a lot of folks in the chat right now. They're going, Zeus, please don't overwhelm us with so much truth. You're ruining our breakfast. You're ruining my relationship. And they're getting upset with me. But like I said at the top of the show,
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
all right, if you're a Trump supporter, please come on up here and let's continue to get to the bottom of what's really going on. All right, W Rick in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you're a Trump supporter, I'll bring you right on up here. All right, put a 1 or send me a guest request. Yeah, D Shay, you told nothing but the truth. All right, no lies detected. And when messages come out like that, it hits home. It really does hit home. And a lot of these Trump supporters that are really listening and they're actively paying attention to what you're saying, they're going, oh, okay, maybe we need to think twice about this. Keep fact mongering, Zeus. All right, I'll keep fact mongering. Thank you. Go ahead, Trump supporters. Identify yourselves. Don't act like you're not sitting in here and getting a dose of this truth. All right, W Zena. They hate it. W Zena. All right. If you're a Trump supporter, send Big Zeus a guest request or put a 1 in the chat, and I'll bring you right up. All right. All right. And the thing is, what we do, because they say I'm not. I'm one of the fairest hosts on TikTok, to be quite honest. I'll let you dig yourself into a ditch, all right? And I'll try to stop you, right? That's what I do. But at the end of the day, we all know how this goes. You don't really understand that you've made a seriously terrible mistake. You know what we know, which is we're not going in the right direction, right? I'm way more fair than you, right? W Santana in the chat. I see it. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you. Democrats created Trump? Oh, wait a second. What does that mean? Wow. Oh, my God. These Trump supporters, I tell you. MAGA. Okay. Let's see. Who do we got? Let's see. Who do we got? All right. Let's bring up our next guest. All right. Moo the Tuxedo Cat. Welcome. How are you doing, bro? How are you doing?
What's up, Zeus? What's going on, man?
Well, another day in the kingdom, bringing nothing but the truth, so help me God, all right? What about you?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I think it's a shame that the Trumper you had up here has a trucking business, and he's rolling with the guy who's spending billions and billions of dollars to automate his job and his workers' jobs, right? So you're voting, and are you more likely to get a universal basic income it's not if you lose your job, it's when you lose your job,
Bingo.
Right?
Yeah.
You're more likely to get a universal basic income with the party that gave you Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, or with the party that's cutting all of those programs. By the way, these federal employees, 30% of all federal employees are veterans.
Whoa!
So what you've shown us Yeah, what you've shown us by firing all these federal workers is you don't care about veterans. You don't care about veterans at all because you didn't even have to make any legislation to take away their benefits.
Right.
You fired them.
Wow.
You fired them and took away their benefits. So now you've put a bunch of veteran families in jeopardy, their children, etc., etc. You took away their benefits already. And I've read the spending bill already that they're voting on, at least the House version.
Yeah.
You are making cuts to Medicare. You are making cuts to Medicaid. In fact, there's a whole section in that bill where the Democrats put in there how they tried to stop all the cuts you guys are doing. It's right in the bill. You guys can look at it. It's on congress.gov.
Wow,
Right?
W News. Go ahead. No lies detected.
You know, I think it's absolutely insane that you guys think you can do a $5,000 check from Doge when that would cost the country over $700 billion to make that happen. Then you guys take it a step further. You make it even dumber. Now you say it's going to be $8,000, right?
Wow.
But the problem with that is now you're at $1.2 trillion to do that for everybody.
Wow.
So do me a favor. Yeah, do me a favor, MAGA. Hold your breath, waiting for those checks. Please hold your breath. Okay?
Could you see them out there waiting at the mailbox? Because they said they wait for these checks when they show up at the mailbox. Could you see these Trump supporters with their red hats standing next to their mailbox, waiting for the mailman to bring them that $5,000?
I can, and I'll tell you why, man.
That
I
is
can
so
see that
sad.
because they're gonna wear. Yeah, they're gonna wear the same silly outfit and have the same silly tents that they did when they were guarding the voting ballot boxes, right? So they're already ready for this.
Wow.
Crazy, man.
Well, listen, you know what we'll do is this. We're going to try to get them to send us photos of them getting those checks, all right? And then what we'll do is bring them up here and tell us what they're going to do with that money, because that's what we really want to know, because supposedly if that actually happens, that's supposed to bring inflation down. What are your thoughts about that, Moo? Does giving them $5,000 make inflation go up or down?
Well, so when you add to the debt, that naturally raises inflation, right? So he has several things he's doing to contribute to the inflation rate. His tariffs will raise inflation. Creating more debt will raise inflation. So yeah, his spending is extremely callous and ridiculous, right?
Wow.
And they're not saving you any money. And attacking will tell you this, man. The other thing they said about the checks was it'll be a percentage of what Doge has discovered.
Well, yeah, the
percentage
fraud.
would, it would lead to $49 a piece for each American off of a percentage of what they've quote unquote saved. But you know, it's been ridiculousness with them all the way.
Yeah.
I've never met so many 23-year-olds that should not be concerned with the border, right? You should be concerned with housing.
Thank you.
Your taxes.
Thank you.
Wages.
Thank you.
Healthcare. And a universal basic income, because a lot of you aren't going to have a job to get when you're old enough to get one.
Thank you.
That's all I got, man.
Yeah, all right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Moo just came in here and he did a fire baptism on you Trump supporters. W Moo in the chat. All right, you too. All right, you too. This is what we need more of, ladies and gentlemen. We need to continue to get the truth out here so that the American people all across this country understand what's truly at stake. In case you aren't paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, we have more evidence that things aren't going in the right direction in terms of our country. All right. If you're a Trump supporter, please put a 1 in the chat and I'll bring you right on up. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right. We got some more information to go through. I mean, in terms of the direction that this country is going, Moo brought up a very, very good point. How are so many under 30 worried about the border? It's because they're being programmed. All right, they really are. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, let's see who do we got. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I guess what we're doing is we're winning and we're destroying the Trump supporters. They know they're brainwashed. Yeah. All right. Who do we got? All right. Terry doesn't want to come up here. I think Terry sits back and she listens because she knows that the end is near. All right. Yeah, I saw Macron do the dog walking. All right. Let's see. No, conservative. Trump supporters, they're not winning. All right. Now this is what I want you all to see. All right. Let's see if I got it. Oh, you're okay. Let's see. Yes, let's see. Send them straight to hell. All right. Yeah. Oh, you okay? Well, listen, I'm going to try to get this going. All right. Who won? Who won? Who won? Okay, hold on. Who said they said they already won? Elon just got the FAA contract. Zeus, I'm not flying for 4 years. Oh really? Oh really? He got an FAA contract. All right, come on up here. We won. Come on up here. You said that you won. Just come on up here and send Big Zeus a guest request. I need to ask you what you won. So, oh my goodness, this is a sad situation. What exactly did you win? The guest that was, oops. Oh, there he is right there. There he is. Greetings. What did you win? I'm just curious.
You said what we win?
Yeah.
We won the election. Democracy won.
How?
Because the people of the United States voted as a group, and the majority of people voted for Trump, and Trump won. So that's what I
wish
mean
you could
by
see
we won.
that. Okay, so we're talking about $230 billion cuts to agriculture. How does that help you? Or $330 billion cut to education. How does that help you?
The numbers are pretty big. I would have
Yeah.
to do my homework to actually go back and forth quoting you on that. But the also big numbers that I'm aware of are the billions of dollars that got wasted overseas, and also
But
your
he's
prime
about to waste
candidate.
he's about to waste he's about to waste $4 trillion, increasing our national debt.
Yeah, but he's also
Don't you
going
ever
to.
wonder, like, in that $4 trillion, how much of that is fraud? Do you think 100% of that is clean?
There's possibly fraud there because
I mean,
he's cleaning up fraud on both sides. So he never said it was exclusively for the Democrats. That means that both sides got fraud on it.
okay, so then why is it okay for him to be committing fraud then, and not the other candidate, the Democrats? And I don't get the logic behind that. Don't you think that's the issue?
He's trying to expose as much fraud as possible. And unlike Bill Clinton, who signed Executive Order 12866, you can look it up.
Yeah.
It was the same thing as Doge, except he didn't arrest anybody, and you don't know who the leader of that group was.
But don't you think using the excuse
The
that
transparency never happened.
do you think
He's
that
actually being transparent. That's why you know who Elon Musk is working.
so you're saying he's doing something Bill Clinton did?
He's doing something Bill Clinton already did the right way. He's being transparent about it.
So if Bill Clinton did it, then it was right. Is that the logic that am I missing something, or just because there's a transparency component
Oh,
that makes it
so
right?
okay,
Because what I'm trying to get away
okay.
from is why do Trump voters always, when we question them and we say, all right, this is serious, and you go, oh well, the Democrats did it. Well, if you're doing what the Democrats did, why not just be a Democrat? Why?
Okay,
It's
so
like you're trying to
I can
remix
answer
it.
that. The answer for that one is you're gonna find Trump supporters doing that because of the selective outrage. If you're this outraged, oh my God, Trump did this. Why weren't you this outraged when Trump supporters were pointing out that this person was also doing this? And you were, no, don't worry. That's not that big. Trump orange man bad. And y'all go and make it way bigger that Trump did something worse when way worse was happening with your candidate that you were telling everybody to vote for.
What's the worst thing Joe Biden did in your based on your understanding of like where we're at right now?
Joe Biden putting his son damn near on a parliament in another country, Ukraine, and then when Ukraine wants to succeed in joining NATO, dragging the United States into a war with Russia and low-key baby starting the fires on World War III is way worse than a property fraud tax of you saying, I got $1 million in the bank and you only got 100,000 in the bank, and then they approve you for a loan and then you pay back the whole $1 million loan. Those two crimes, way big different crimes. That's little leagues and big leagues.
Okay, so what I gathered is Hunter Biden committed crimes in Ukraine.
FAA fraud, yeah.
Yeah, and so where's the conviction for that crime?
The conviction was met with a presidential pardon on his way out the door.
Oh, so then we don't really have it.
Well, he got a
either we have it or we don't. I mean, they could have brought the case, right? And then they could have tried to prosecute it, and then the pardon could have came. But was there ever a case?
They didn't even have Fauci on trial.
So there's no case. No case. You know how this works.
So if Trump, let's say,
but we got evidence that Trump committed crimes.
hypothetically speaking, if Trump would have pardoned himself on the way out the door, how would you feel right now?
I would have a lot of questions, but
Exactly. So that's what we have. We have a lot of questions for Biden.
Okay, that's fair. I'll say this: yeah, you can have questions, but what we also got with Trump is proof that crimes were committed.
You've got proof that
we're past questions, right? With Trump, we got evidence that he's actually a criminal. So I think that if you had a scale, and a scale is balanced on both sides until you put something on it. If you put Trump on it and then you put President Biden, the evidence we got, right? But the evidence you got on the Trump side would definitely be more than the evidence you got on the Biden side, right?
I mean, there's proof on both of them.
How would the scale? What would the thing? If you put President Biden on one side and Trump, who would make the scale tip down more, Trump or Biden?
Biden's gonna make it trip down more. A lot of the evidence.
You know what they just did? They booed that. They said, that was the wrong answer. Yeah, that was the wrong answer. Because if you got 4 indictments, bro, and 34 convictions, and you don't got that on the other side, the numbers speak for themselves. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't.
Yeah, but there's also weaponizing the government to attack your political opponents, which is a whole crime, and they haven't been prosecuted for it. We've literally watched how it works and how it's done.
But what about you have Kash Patel. There's supposedly in Pam Bondi. There's supposedly a list out there. Wouldn't you call that weaponizing the DOJ? And by the way, I also wanted to pick your brain about this.
I got a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
You've actually been pretty polite, and the sound effects are a little funny. So, like, as long as we keep this type of Discord going, I'm cool. You're good.
Well, I do the grading, but I appreciate what you're saying. All right, so here's the thing. A Republican has sent this message yesterday, and they said on February 11th and February 19th, House Oversight sent. This is Anna Paulina Luna. All right, so this is a certified Republican. All right. And she's in Florida, by the way. You can go look this up. On February 11th and February 19th, House Oversight sent a letter to the DOJ asking for status on releasing the Epstein files as well as the JFK ones. And the DOJ has not responded, reaching out on X because we can't seem to get a response from the AG. Pam Bondi, what is the status of the documents? These documents were ordered to be declassified. What's up with that?
That is weird because she's had the documents, and supposedly they're saying that it's just a lot of documents. Like the JFK files alone is like 9,000 pieces of paper. So I can see if the paper just hit your desk and you're working your way through it. If you got a team of people working through it, maybe a week or two. But like if the files have been sitting on your desk and a whole month go by, then there's definitely something spooky going on.
Yeah, and who do you think could be in those files, those Epstein files? There's somebody that actually was flying on the airplane
with celebrities. I'd say
we're talking about questions. Remember, you said you had questions about Biden. Don't you have any questions about Donald Trump?
What I'm saying is that it could be both. I imagine they both played a visit to that island.
Okay.
Similar.
Okay. Well, listen, you got to keep it clean. Listen, there's a friend of mine. He said he wants to come up here and talk to you real quick. Let me bring up my good friend Dr. Lex. All right, he does this kind of work for me and with me. Dr. Lex. Very, very respectful gentleman, all right, and professional at the same time. Good morning, Dr. Lex. How are you doing?
Good morning, doctor.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm talking to this Trump voter, and he's struggling to actually come to the truth. Could you help him out a little bit?
So let me ask you a question. The reason that Donald Trump got elected is because of people that look like us. Like me and you and Zeus. They completely vilified us for using the DEI and the CRT, which is only taught in college if it's an elective course. Woke, all these dog whistles for the hard R, basically. So you're whenever you're talking about the Epstein files, you seem to not realize that Donald Trump is in multiple pictures with Epstein. He was on this plane. He used his plane in the election. So why are you skipping over these things? I'm curious.
I didn't skip over it. I already told Zeus. I was like, I think they both have ties with Epstein. I think that a lot of
Joseph
people have ties with Epstein. I think that we're gonna
absolutely
find out
no.
there's gonna be some people we know, and there's gonna be some people we don't know. Some trust fund baby that had millions of dollars.
Sir,
Whatever.
you're
Whatever.
doing that. You're doing that thing again. We're having an intellectually honest conversation and speculation and things like that. That we don't really want to dance with that, right, Doctor Lex?
You know something? If you put
Was I
Joseph,
wasn't dancing, man.
okay, so if you could put Joe Biden with Jeffrey Epstein,
Yeah.
it'd be the equivalent to putting Ronald Reagan with Buck Rogers.
Yeah, it's just bad company now.
We can't do that because you're doing that Democrats, and every time we bring up something about your daddy. I call Trump your daddy because a lot of you refer to him as that. If we talk about your daddy, you can't just blame the Democrats and say Joe Biden. That's not a good answer.
I've got some more questions for you. So that waste and that spending overseas, do you have any? What part of it are you talking about? Which you're talking about?
The spending overseas? What do you mean?
You said wasteful spending.
Yeah, when I brought up the budget, remember I told you about the $4 trillion national debt, and you said there's a lot of fraud. That part.
Yeah, there's a lot of wasteful spending going on overseas. A lot of the Hillary Clintons and the Clinton Foundation programs, if you go look at their receipts, none of that money went where it was supposed to go. Just like the ARP claimed to have money for the HBCUs, and when you look up the receipts, you see that money.
Oh wait! You just messed up right there because I'm a founder of a school at a historic black college. So you're not being truthful with us right now.
I'm not being truthful. So the money that was
you're not.
promised for the HBCU, I'm gonna ask a specific question. The money that the Harrison Biden Foundation promised the HBCUs, they got put into the ARP bill. Where did that money go?
I don't know. My school
I'll
gave
follow
out,
whatever trail you
okay.
send me on. I'll go look it up.
The school that I deal with gave out 50 or 75 presidential scholarships. There were multiple programs that went on. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we started a program that takes on kids that cycle out of foster care.
All right, so I asked a specific question about the American Rescue Plan.
Wait. So all of that money went to the schools and the students. You know something? As a matter of fact, Donald Trump just recently zeroed out the funding for historic black colleges and universities. He tried to do it the first time. He tried to do it the first time whenever you guys get on here and say, well, he gave money to the HBCUs. He zeroed it out the first time he got in office. But Congresswoman Alma Adams in North Carolina went to bat for us and stopped him and made him give. And you know what? The money he gave only equated to $89 per student per year at every single historic black college university in the country. That was nothing. Joe Biden gave billions. So
I'm asking for the receipt. Like, where can I pull on the screen and find this information?
You know something. Apparently, you've been looking at certain places and seeking out the wrong information, so you can come up here and profess it to us. So I'm going to tell you now the difference between the money that the Biden administration gave and the Trump administration is way it's far different. So
yeah, because he mixed this up in the American Rescue Plan.
No. Keep going.
No, you're not being honest. So so Trump's was $289 billion or something like over. It spread out over 10 years. It was no money. Okay. Now here, as of late, I've had to go and capture these kids that have been kicked. Their scholarships have been stripped, and they've been kicked off of these campuses of these PWI schools because of the executive orders that Trump is signing. These are black kids, mind you. Some kids from the Caribbean, some from Africa. And now I'm having to go and find them and help them move off of campus and get them flights home so they can spend the rest of the semester when they should be in school, getting their admissions waived, getting them in scholarship programs at a school that wants them. And here you are, a black man. You are responsible for that.
Yep.
So
I don't want to be part of the DEI and number 5 on the DEI list. I want to be number 1, black excellence.
Okay, so black excellence. See, the thing is, that's the reason you're on that
How old are you?
Me? I'm over 30.
Okay, so that's the reason you're on that picture. You're with that picture with that dot on your head, and you play video games.
Nah, this picture is just an AI generated photo.
So let me say this to you. Okay, so DEI and DEIA, it specifically help white women. It helped handicapped people. See, that A on the back was accessibility. You didn't think about that far. What do you just think about? Your pockets?
Yeah, so accessibility, and then you got competence. I'm thinking about I want the most competent person doing definitely more risky or important, high focus jobs. Every other job is you can have, but if it's something high, it's a surgeon. I want somebody competent being a surgeon. I don't care what color they are. Just make sure you know what you're doing. Should not be your training. When I get on your plane, this shouldn't be your training flight.
What?
All right, so I looked up the information about the diverting of the funds from the American Rescue Plan, and I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm going to not give you any points for trying to make that suggestion that the money, the $17 billion that Biden and Harris allocated to HBCUs somehow went missing. I'm going to have to deduct a point. You started out with 100 points, bro, but I'm going to have to deduct it. So now we're going to get into the other lies. All right, this is easy.
Over it though. You're saying you didn't find where it went.
I didn't. So do you have the evidence? Because I know President Biden and Kamala Harris, right, Dr. Lex, they gave historic amount of money to HBCUs to the tune of around $17 billion, and a portion of it was included in the American Rescue Plan. And so if there's any money missing, who controls the House, right?
Why is it that they always coffee cup whenever you...
Because it's getting real out here in the battlefield, Dr. Lex. They know. And I don't mind letting a Trump supporter dig themselves into a ditch, all right? Because guess what? I can dig it, right? W, Zeus. W, Dr. Lex. It's so easy to debunk them.
Is he coming back or no? I mean...
Oh, he's got to go back. And it's funny, right? Because they got this smartphone. And so there shouldn't be any reason they get in here and not know the answers to these questions.
You know what makes me tired is I mean... Why is it mostly the black men?
Goodness gracious, you went there.
What does that make me? You're making me tired. See, the thing is he came on here with this word salad. He's now trying to look something up to try to prove something. I don't know where he's going to draw his sources from. I literally looked at his page before I came up, and all it is Twitch is a video games. He has no value, intellectual value to the conversation we're having at all whatsoever, other than making things up.
Wow.
And he comes out and says it with chest, and he's a misrepresentation of we as black men.
Right.
And I'm saying this to you.
I got a whole tear down party going. I feel honored.
Yeah, I'm tearing you down, and I'm glad.
It's actually uplifting. It's uplifting because this is called a strong love, right? You got to love people in a strong way.
Well,
tough love.
My hands were tied. If y'all want my real, true, honest opinion, I really, really wanted Cornel West to be our president.
Oh,
and I didn't get to choose Cornel West, so I deferred to a MAGA because I definitely wasn't going to support Biden, and I 1,000% wasn't going to support.
Okay, so let me guess.
Myself with that one, but I'll listen for a little bit longer because I want to hear it a little bit.
No, don't run, champ. Stay right there. We got more for this. We got something for this. We got tools for this.
Let me guess. You didn't want a black woman to be the president of the
United States. That part. Okay, now you could go. Now you could go because we already diagnosed it. All right, W, Dr. Lex.
I didn't want a drunk to be.
You didn't want what?
I didn't want a drunk to be president. She was drunk on stage half of the campaign.
You know something? This is ridiculous. This is insulting. Actually,
it's insulting.
How do you know?
Footage? There's nothing to lie
How do you
about
know?
there.
How do you know that she was drunk? Were you back there watching her drink?
You can tell. You know what drunk people look like.
So let me ask you a question.
Slurring of speech.
Let me a question. So if she was drunk, what the hell was Donald Trump on? Because he acted like a baboon that's
Trump
been
act like
gunpowder.
a fool regardless. If you gonna act like Trump,
I mean, he's
Like
sundowning.
he's literally, he's a fool. You know that. There's nothing new with that.
He's literally sundowning right in front of us, and you calling her a drunk.
Okay. Now, so I went to my search engine, and it says there have been false claims circulating on social media that Biden revoked $250 million in funding that former President Trump pledged to HBCUs. However, these claims have been debunked. The Biden administration has continued to support and invest in HBCUs, ensuring they receive the necessary funding to thrive. So we're going to shut that down. I'm going to say you need to do more research. Now, the thing about Kamala Harris, listen, the thing about Vice President Kamala Harris being drunk, Lex, correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't she worked in all three branches of government?
Yes.
Isn't it impressive, sir, if she's done such a thing and she's done it while having all that alcohol in her system and she's been successful? What do you have
She's
to
done
say about
nothing
that?
impressive
How
in
do
any
you do
branch of
that?
government.
How do you do that? How do you work in all three branches of the
Done nothing
government?
impressive
And let me
in
ask
any
you
branch
this.
of
Let me
government.
ask you this. You know who Pete Hegseth is?
No, I
He's an
don't.
alcoholic.
No, there's a
Oh yeah,
such
he.
thing as a functioning alcoholic. Yeah, but that doesn't mean
Oh,
I have to
okay. So
vote
now
for
you're
that.
making excuses. Now you're making excuses
So
for
he's
I
a
don't have to
functioning
vote for that. That's
alcoholic.
my vote. I didn't want to support. If I wanted a black woman as president, I would have voted Candace Owens as president. Candace Owens is a
Kansas. He
Golly.
strong
said. He said Kansas
citizen black
Owen.
woman.
Kansas
That is
Owens.
the type of black woman I want as president.
Okay,
A
so
Kansas
Ooh,
Owens.
this brother of
so
mine
so
is
you want to you want to you want to
Kansas
you want
Kansas
Owen.
Owen.
so you wanted
Kansas
to vote for
Owen.
you wanted to vote for a chocolate covered marshmallow, basically.
That's
Because
it.
the Candace
Not
Owens,
not not Harris. Definitely
hands
not Harris.
hands them quiet, please. Ears open,
Yes.
mouth
Oh,
closed.
sorry, my bad.
Okay, so
Kansas Owen.
Candace Owens is the worst, one of the biggest detriments
My
to
mom gets so
our.
mad when I say that.
Are you done yet?
Oh, sorry. Say Kansas Owens was what?
She's one of the biggest detriments to we as the people.
Detriments? You serious? Well
Yes.
spoken,
Okay,
clean.
so well spoken. What else is it? She is the one of the absolute most embarrassing and worst people to ever be affiliated with the black community.
She does great
And you know
investigations.
something? I'm going to tell you this. You are too, because
Huh?
you come on. You know something? You know what
Tough love.
decorum is?
Thank you.
Decorum? Like
Yes.
how you present yourself?
Yeah.
Listen, decorum. It means whenever people are talking, you stop and you listen.
Mm.
So while I'm talking, don't interject anything until I'm finished. Now,
Okay.
if I have to say I digress at the end of me finishing the sentences or the paragraphs that I say, then use that as the period on what I'm saying, and then you can interject, please.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, have some decorum up here. I like
so
that.
literally, you come on here, you got your page full of video games.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Vice President Harris in a detrimental way. It leads me to believe that you don't like women in positions of power, especially
I didn't
black
say
women.
that.
Okay, so you bring Candace Owens.
Yes, I like her in a position
And
of
Candace
power.
Owens literally hates herself and hates what color she is. And if she could choose otherwise, she would be a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman.
I don't believe so. I don't think she's ever verbally said that.
But see the thing is Candace Owens used Al Sharpton in a case in the early '90s for discrimination. But for some reason, she didn't get what she wanted. She became disenamored with her own color and left and became one of the worst enemies of her own people ever.
No lies
Y'all
detected.
don't
And then you
find it
come on.
weird? Oh, I'm sorry, you still going.
Okay, so what happened to you? What made you hate yourself? What made you hate us as a people?
Thank you.
What made you go against
and
everything
now
that
we're
we stand for?
now we're in DEI territory,
Okay,
and
so
this is
now-
sometimes
so
I
now-
got to go into DEI territory on
my
the show.
question to answer now?
Well, I was listen. You can, but I had to get the audience ready because I sometimes we do crash DEI courses on this show too, and where we're heading is in that direction, brother. And so let's continue. Please answer the question.
All right. So to answer your question, you mentioned the Kansas Owens thing. I don't believe she ever said that she was against black people. I have never heard her verbally say that. That is an assumption because she has a white husband. Which I mean, if you're promoting DEI, DEI is the white husband in the black woman's house too.
Oh! Stop right there. I gotta stop you. So you believe Kansas Owens is literally the definition of DEI?
No, I said
That's what you just
if
suggested.
You believe in DEI.
She has a white husband.
Also participating in DEI by hiring a white husband.
No. She's married to a white.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You
She
said
got
hiring. I'm talking about their marriage. Their marriage, in your opinion, is a DEI thing.
Their marriage is just like the Prince Harry, I think, and that one. It's just people getting together.
What does that have to do with DEI? And another thing is, Zeus, you know my granddad
when
used
you talk about marriage as if you talk about marriage as a business,
hey,
he's crashing.
Hey,
you gotta slow it down.
So you know my granddaddy always used to say, if you see a raccoon out in the daytime, it's rabies.
Yeah, there's truth to that. There's definitely truth to that.
And I'm not even going to ask you to work things out with yourself because it seems like you're absolutely lost. But see, you're
I'm
lost
lost,
in
but you just asked me a question and didn't let me answer. You said, "What does it have to do?" And then I answered it. And you cut me off.
Let's cut to the chase. Is Kansas Owens relationship a DEI thing in your world or not?
Did she hire her husband?
Is Kansas Owens with
Is that
her
DEI when you
husband?
see
Is
when you
that
see her when
considered
you see that black woman with the white guy? That's her
a
husband.
black woman with a white guy?
That's
That
DEI.
If we're looking at marriage as a business, is if it's a business and you're hiring your spouses, you hire each other, is that a DEI situation?
I'm asking you.
I believe that it's very similar.
Okay.
I have
So I'm going to say I've learned something from you today. I've learned something from you. Candace Owens is the living embodiment of DEI. All right, but she's not a Democrat. That's crazy to me.
Yo,
all right,
run with that one. All right, I gotta go though. I gotta go.
Okay, so wait, real quick. I got a couple more questions for you. What is your highest
Doc,
level?
you're gonna have to friend request me because you want to talk.
I'm straight. I was just gonna ask you what your highest level of education was.
My highest level of education
with the black excellence,
bachelor's, and I'm aspiring to get higher than that. But you know,
a bachelor's in what? A bachelor's in what?
In science.
A bachelor's
not political
in
science, regular science.
You think that's a satisfactory answer to all of us? Because there's something missing in that. He didn't know
what
that.
The trade schools? What is this?
Oh, okay. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. Me and Dr. Lex will take care of that situation you just tried to throw on us. That works to the young and the folks that ain't that don't know what's really going on. You could say that to them, and they would go, "Oh, okay, yeah." But there was a lot of information missing in that answer, and we'll help you out. But I know you gotta run. All right. And I'm gonna
run. You guys have fun today, and play around with that. Like, look at all the other different situations.
Yeah,
You said you were going into a segment for that, so go ahead and have fun with that.
Yeah, okay, well, what I'm going to do, and you know what I do, right? When we catch people lying on my show and they support Donald Trump, you know I got to send them to the lake of fire.
I'll tell you what, I got my buoy. I'll see you later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's send this guest right here who's not so handsome and actually ugly because they're possessed with the MAGA demon. Let's send them straight to hell! You just never know. You just never know.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Zeus, you know something. What happened? What happened to us?
Too much video games.
The thing is if he had, I'm not sure. He said he had a Bachelor of Science, but yet his videos all have Twitch videos of him playing video games. For him to get on here and absolutely lie to somebody that knows everything that's going on in historic black colleges and universities. And try to push that opinion on us. Then he gets on here and uses a obvious racist trope that Vice President Harris was drunk when she was talking, when Donald Trump was acting like a marmoset that's been drinking espresso.
Thank you. And we know about Dr. Ronnie Jackson.
Yeah, then he goes and hires RFK, who talks and it sounds like Darth Vader in a fan.
Yeah.
And is trying to take all these important medications away from these children.
Yeah.
And all these things are happening, but the thing is, what I find crazy is these people, especially black men, are going out here, and I feel like I'm in a place where we might be in danger, actually. But yet and still, they are on here saying, well, I voted for him because of something that absolutely isn't true. So what I'm thinking is the majority of these people are felons, or something has happened to them where they have failed in life and they are angry at black women for being the most educated people in the country.
And that's the issue. They got to get therapy, professional help for it, because we can't do that on one live. But I'm glad you diagnosed it, Dr. Lex, because I totally agree. W Dr. Lex in the chat.
I really want to crash all the way out on him and say some things to him. But if you're still in the chat, jump down, turn around, and pick a bell of books.
Yeah. That's what we need you to do, because you're not helping anyone else with this rhetoric you're doing.
Because this is the who was that the Bond actor? His name was Sean Connery.
Yeah. Goodness gracious, Dr. Lex. All right. We're going to move it to the next guest, brother. All right. But as always, I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Dr. Lex in the chat. No lies detected. We tell the truth. And we shame the devil over here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll catch you guys later. I'll be in the listeners.
All
Man,
righty
I'll
then.
tell you what.
Alrighty then. Listen. You can't make this stuff up. That's for sure. Put a one in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want to get up here and defend this snake oil salesman who is hell bent on sending this country into what I call the worst recession that we've ever experienced in our lifetime. All right, seriously, we got a lot of work to do to save this country. And I know that that previous conversation, a lot of Trump supporters, they were like, "Well, Zeus, don't you think you're being a little harsh on them?" No, we're not being harsh. All right, what we're doing is we're telling the truth and we're shaming the devil. So guess what? As always, W. Andy in the chat. As always, if you don't like the way that I'm running my broadcast, do me a huge favor.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
yeah, you know you do.
If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Yeah. Do you hear that? So I don't really feel bad about having to send these Trump supporters straight to hell where they belong, because how else can you make them think? You know, we had a Trump supporter come up and they said, "You can't make me think." This is what they tell you. You can't make me think. Okay, right. But we can get you to the place of understanding, right? We can get you to that place, and then it's up to you. But if you don't do it, yeah, then we're going to continue to have these very, what I call tough conversations. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter and you want to actually get up here and explain why you are still supporting Donald J. Trump, despite the obvious. All right, and there's a lot of bad news I could hit play right now, and I tell you right now, you would hear things that I know, and you would say, "Oh my God, is that really happening?" All right, let's see, who do we have next? Ooh, let's see. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite the list. All right, good morning, Shay. Good morning. How are you doing, Shay? Oh my goodness.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. You know, we got these Trump supporters really in a very bad situation. They don't want to come up here and talk to us anymore. And I consider that making my job a lot easier, seriously. Because we've debunked every single one of their lies. Do you think that's what it is?
Yes, there is a lot of that. And I think that they're starting to see the writing on the wall and what's going on. And as we know, it's not fun playing defense because we did it for 4 years, right?
Yeah, but true. But at least the defense we play, we didn't have these town halls where people are going there and literally protesting, right? We didn't have any of that, and we never had no eggs at all.
Exactly. I mean, it is fascinating to watch these town halls. I mean, these are their Republican constituents. One of them was in California. That was the one I saw where they were literally screaming at the guy. Like, I was, whoa.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to keep up, because that's the only way we're going to get them to vote against this ridiculousness, right?
Thank you.
Is for them to realize their job's on the line. Not because Elon Musk is threatening you, right? But because your constituents are about to throw you off of wherever,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like, that's the power of the people, guys.
Yep. Amen.
Yeah,
Tell them, Shay.
The power of the people. You
W.
have to
Shay.
use the voice.
Yeah.
You gotta use your voice, and that is what we're seeing with a lot of this. But did you see the thing about Pam Bondi and Trump talking about taking away guns?
No. Oh
yeah. They had a little meeting there. And she is literally talking about taking guns from people when under a gun violence restraining order. So basically, if you have a mental health condition or you are deemed to be dangerous, right, and you get arrested, right, and you may or may not go to jail or whatever the procedures are. But when you get out or when you do everything, they can.
Yeah, you got to say pew pew. That's right, Lex. Right.
Well, actually, okay, yeah, sorry, pew pew.
Yeah, we got it.
I've heard different things whether you can or cannot. But I'll stick with pew pew.
We're gonna keep it safe. Yeah, I don't know, but
yes, for sure. But yeah, so if what they do is that they think you're dangerous, then they can issue a restraining order kind of thing. and get permission from the judge to take your pew-pews away. So I'm finding this very interessante.
Wow, W. Shay. I mean, is this not another example of Trump supporters owning themselves once again? I mean, this is like the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, it would have been one thing if Joe Biden did this, because then there could be all of this back and forth. We got to play defense. Yeah. But when Trump does it to them, they have no choice but to accept it. He's just shoving it down their throats, and they're just opening their mouths more and more. This is amazing. Wow.
It's amazing. And like I said, I think it's a fantastic idea. I think we're all on board. The problem is you got the, no infringement BS with the 2A'ers out there. So they're going to be upset. The other thing, all the lies coming from that man behind you. So the Ukraine Parliament has passed a resolution affirming the legitimacy of Volodymyr Zelensky as president.
Thank you.
And confirming the elections are not possible until after the war ends.
Wow. Thank you, Trump, for once again making Ukraine stronger because of your love for Putin. Thank you, Trump. We really have needed that.
And Zelensky said, "Listen, I'll step down if it helps us get peace."
You hear that, DJ?
This is not a dictator. A dictator is a guy that's literally talking about running for a third term against our Constitution.
Which is Donald Trump. W. Shea. You hear that, DJ?
A dictator is someone that refused to leave the White House and caused January 6th. That's a dictator.
Ooh,
and asking the vice president to overturn the Constitution.
Yeah. You hear that, DJ?
This is a dictator's people. Come on.
Yeah.
You need to wake up. So, and then you look at the funding bill that the Republicans are putting forth.
Yeah.
So did you guys vote to end your parents or your own Social Security? Did you vote for that? Did you vote to take
did you vote for that,
children?
DJ?
What about the children?
Yeah.
They're always as pro-lifers. The children, the border, and the trafficking, and the children, and the children, and the children. But your party wants to take away food from starving kids. And I want to ask you, is that their problem if their parents are, whatever's going on financially with their parents? Are we literally punishing children if you think that's a punishment? Because that's what you guys seem to think, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're
yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Please continue about exposing how these so-called Christians are harming children. And you know what the Bible says. They should be thrown into the bottom of the ocean for doing that. All right. And we should probably pass a law to make sure that happens.
No, absolutely. And I just sit here and I go, I know you didn't think you voted for this, but you did. And we tried to tell you time and time again, they're going to touch Social Security. They've been talking about it for 40 years.
Yeah. They can't keep their hands off of it. It's like, you ever seen that cartoon, Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote, and he starts trying to, capture the Roadrunner, and he starts imagining himself eating it. You ever seen that? You see what he does? He puts the bib on and a fork and the knife, and this is what they're doing with your Social Security right now, Trump and Elon.
No, it's exactly what's going on. I mean, and such an embarrassment to watch our president of the United States being called out as a liar. Mm-hmm. In the Oval Office in front of the world to see when Macron fact-checked him on the amount of money we're sending to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Or what our money is doing. Ours is a Lend-Lease program. And he's like, well, they're giving them a loan too. And he's like, actually, no, we're handing them money.
That part. And if we get it back, and they could get it back if the assets are, divided up, and that's the terms of the agreement, then it is a loan. But for the sake of what Trump is talking about, it's not what Trump is saying. And so once again, we're exposing the lies.
Absolutely. And I just don't understand. Are y'all not scared yet when you see that they're firing lawyers? They're firing ethics watchdogs. Mm-hmm. They're firing federal law enforcement. They're firing military leaders. They're firing federal regulators.
Thank you.
They're firing everyone that's going to stand in the way of this coup, corruption, and criminal acts. This is what we're dealing with. This should be scaring all of you. Because I know you didn't vote for that. You're like, oh, we want wasteful spending to stop.
Oh, give me a break.
This is not what's going on. When he went in and got rid of military attorneys, what do they have to do with wasteful spending?
Oh, because he wants them to be able to, when he says, I want you to, he wants the military to attack Americans. He doesn't want anyone out there to stop him when he does that. Because that's what he's going to do.
100%. He's trying to get rid, and he said it. He said it on the campaign trail many times.
He said, He wants to start martial law in case, the jig's up. He wants to declare martial law so he can stay in office. All right, W. Shay, that's what this is about.
It's everything. So we're going to see what's going on with Krasnov. Exactly. You see all the Krasnovs in here?
Yeah.
I don't know how factual it is, but there's some stuff coming out saying he was absolutely an KGB informant. So named under Krasnov.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, but I'm not surprised.
I'm not either, and that's why we got to continue to wake the minds of these people up. But unfortunately, it's going to take more of what we're doing, Shay, and more Trump supporters got to suffer. Like they did during the pandemic when they refused to get vaccinated, and so they started, falling off the face of the earth. That's what it'll take to break the will of MAGA, and we're almost there, Shay, with the measles outbreaks and the tuberculosis and the airplanes falling out of the sky. More of that, unfortunately, because I'd hate for that to happen. Honestly, I want it to happen. I want it to actually stop, and I want people to actually hold these leaders accountable. But what else can we do?
What else can we do? We have to.
Yeah.
We have to do this. It has to happen. It's just sad because they're sitting there, we're going to go after the libs, or we're taking down. I said, you can't. I love what Mishi says. You can't punish us without punishing yourself.
That part. All right. Well, listen.
And that's what you're going to find out. All right. Love you guys.
All right. W. Shay.
Cult leader.
All right. Love you as well. They said I'm a cult leader.
Love my cult leader.
Thank you. Oh my God, W. Shay in the chat. You can't make these kind of stories up, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, as you can see, this is a show for us. We have literally debunked every single Trump supporter that is on TikTok this morning, and it doesn't take much. All you got to do is hit play and actually read. And again, they're getting triggered in the chat section because they're like, oh my gosh, Zeus, when does it turn off, in terms of the truth that's flowing out of this live? And it's not going to turn off because guess what? No strings attached. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You see that? W. Rick in the chat. No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet, all right? As quiet as it is kept, all right? I'm not a hand puppet. Okay. Oh, my good friend Ange. Good morning, Ange. Welcome to the show, Ange. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. You got a lot of your friends in here that are, well, not friends. These are your haters. And they're worked up right now. What did you do to them?
Oh no!
DJ is in here, and he's having a very difficult time listening to what we're talking about.
Hey, DJ, go away.
Thank you. Yeah, W.
Go away.
Go away, DJ.
Goodness.
I love that.
Lord. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. I hope I haven't been able to be around, so I don't know if I'm going to repeat things that have already been said, but I don't know why, but this really cracked me up. Jimmy Kimmel said it last night. He's been calling them the Doge, what is it? The Doge Bros.
Oh.
Doge Bros.
Doge Bros. And they go around doging people. Wow.
These Doge Bros. Okay, this is what they've done, and this is just chef's kiss.
Okay.
So my ex-husband works for a naval shipyard. Okay, so that's federal, right?
Right.
Now he's got to do that thing where he lists the 5 things that he's doing.
He has to report to his daddy what he did today. Is that what you're saying?
He is a massive Trump supporter.
It's the self-owned thing they do, right? Oh, I got to tell daddy what I did. Daddy, can I go outside and play? What? You guys.
This is amazing. Which I certainly never talk to him, but one of my kids will kind of talk to him, and I was like, make up an excuse to call him. Just
Yeah.
Call. See how he feels about it. Oh, we did not like that.
Oh.
Guess what he said?
What did he say? He sent the message?
He said, I didn't elect Elon. I elected Trump.
Oh. I'm laughing.
Well, look what you got, buddy. I mean, come on. This just, your ex-president that used to DB, total POS. This is just great. This is perfect for him.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
I don't know if anybody's mentioned this one.
He did elect Trump.
But the family of, or the party, I can't even talk right now. I didn't get any sleep. But Party of family values. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, so how many kids between Trump and Elon is there? Isn't there like 17, 18 kids?
Elon
I don't
has what,
know. And how
13?
many
Yeah.
baby mamas? How many? I don't know. 10, 12. I honestly
18?
don't know.
Wow.
I mean, seriously, I think there
Sounds
is
like
17.
they need condoms. They need to start using condoms then. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, we need to stop sending them away to these other countries then.
Yeah.
I mean,
That part.
all that money.
That part. Wow.
Okay, so two more things that I'll try to get through quickly. I think most of the people know this in here. I am from Maine, and we all know that my governor kind of put us on the map last week when she basically told Trump, I'll see you in court.
Yeah.
Those were her exact words, actually.
Right.
And now he wants to investigate her.
Oh.
All because she stood up to him.
Oh.
That he wants to
And
investigate.
that's something.
Yeah. You want to know something really sad?
What's that?
One transgender athlete that's a high schooler in my state. That's what's caused this whole, hula, whatever. But you know what they've done?
What is
up
that?
here to that one transgender athlete? They got their picture and put it all over Facebook.
Really? That's evil?
It's evil. That's Trump supporters for you. And the child is she cannot go to school.
Wow.
She is not safe to go to school at this point. That's Trump supporters for you. This is a child.
And they call themselves Christians, and they say they protect the kids.
Exactly.
And we know there's a content creator on this app. I don't want to mention their name, but they support this demon, this devil, Donald Trump. What do we say to these folks who like to brand themselves as Christians and protecting their kids, but then they got their party going after the kids and doing evil things? And
you are not. You are not Christian. You are a fake one.
Yeah.
As my friend Takesha says, she doesn't even like to say she's a Christian anymore. She follows Christ. She's not a Christian. You've taken that away from people that really are true Christians. That's what you've done.
Absolutely.
And also, because of this, he's talking about cutting off federal programs up here. Okay. So we have a program up here that helps. I mean, as everybody knows here up in Maine, it's about 20 degrees.
Yeah. Wow, that's freezing.
Many elderly people and low-income people need help paying for oil to heat their homes.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to cut that.
Wow.
He wants to cut that program.
Wow.
So imagine you already are struggling to pay for that, and then they cut your Social Security.
Oh.
How are these elderly people, particularly who are not working, how are they supposed to even heat their homes so they don't freeze up here? There's literally people making plans on where they have family members that they could move in with.
Wow.
That's your president right there. He's not just hurting children. He's hurting elderly. He's hurting literally everyone. And you're all finding out, like my ex-husband, you're getting slapped right in the face. And I am so glad.
And then you had to tell Daddy how it feels by telling them the 5 things you did, right? Slap him in. So he's slapping him in the face. This is some sick stuff he's doing. Do you trust him? He put this red hat on, get on your knees, slap him around in their face, and then send me an email, those 5 things that you did.
Yes.
That's some humiliating stuff.
I didn't elect Elon. I elected Trump. I'm sorry.
This is some sick stuff. MAGA has to be the sickest group of people on the planet. This is sick, Ange. I can't believe this.
Smart. You're just really not smart. I mean, we've got Bobby, as Trump calls him, RFK Jr., who they've made our Secretary of Health, right?
Yeah.
This is what they were talking about. One last thing. This is what they were talking about was babies being diagnosed with autism when they're born.
Oh.
Anybody in here there's many people that has a loved one with autism, absolutely impossible. Not going to happen. The earliest you can probably diagnose them is 18 months to 2 years. That's the very earliest you're going to be able to diagnose them. And then he said, we're going to fix these kids. And there's something with that just didn't sit right with me. You're going to fix them? Like, what is wrong with them? What is wrong?
It's this mentality that these men have All right, and you know what it reminds me of? I didn't want to say it, but this is what it reminds me of.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to come in here and, I mean, he's so uneducated. RFK Jr. isn't even a doctor. Okay, so you're running around and saying these things, and it just really bothered me as a mom, a child with autism, and I know there's several of you in here, almost everybody has a loved one with autism. I ain't trying to fix them because there's nothing wrong with them.
Exactly.
Okay? There's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with them.
And speaking of autism, what about the Elon? They're saying it's autism that has him out here acting like a schnazi. Is that true?
He's a psychopath. Okay. That's what I don't know if he has an official diagnosis, but to me, that's psychopathic behavior. That's that. I don't know. I really don't know.
He's a freak. Someone wrote he's a freak in the
He
audience.
is. He's a freak of nature. He's a psychopath. He is a complete POS.
Thank
He is
you.
a billionaire that you're all simping for. You have no money. You have zero money. But let's let the billionaire slash all of the programs that are helping you. Make that make sense.
It doesn't. It
It
doesn't.
makes zero sense.
Yep.
But that's all I got.
All righty then. Well, listen, ladies and
for having me.
gentlemen, W. Ange in the chat. No lies detected. DJ, you really do think Elon is the most brilliant man ever? DJ. I mean, you can't make up this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make up what these Trump supporters continue to do. And and there has to be a point where they say, let's just stop. Good morning, Logic Gal. How are you doing?
Okay, a little shocked. I finally made it here.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay, glad you're here. How have you been?
I've been good.
Okay, all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. Just trying to, get the truth out here to all these people who need it. Is there anything that you would like to, get off your, get out there to these people?
Well, I'm actually gonna kind of continue on what Angie was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I worked in mental health,
Mm-hmm.
so I got a little bit of knowledge as far as the medications go.
Okay.
SSRIs are the least addictive
Mm.
of antidepressants.
Mm.
I think they're just the most commonly named because I was wondering why he pointed out those as opposed to others like SNRIs, MAOI
Okay.
inhibitors.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the most commonly ones that are prescribed.
Got it.
And yeah, the man has no medical knowledge. Apparently, they're going to go out to cure MS, which, by the way, I have.
Oh no.
And I think I would have heard something by now.
Yeah. So what is their angle in your opinion? What is the angle they're doing to justify doing all this harm from the way you see it?
Well,
Is it really just about cutting fraud, waste, and abuse?
oh God, no.
Mm.
It's that whole idea of blaming someone else while we're robbing you.
Oh. Look at his face. That's a snake oil salesman. That's what I tell people all the time. That's a look that you have in your mind every time you get screwed over. You see the person doing it, and they look just like that, don't they?
Oh, and as far as Elon is concerned, there's a thing, and not too many people hear about it, but when being on the spectrum,
Yeah.
there is, because we don't use the different diagnoses anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a thing, it's called Aspie's supremacy.
Really?
And this was for people who were diagnosed with Asperger's,
Mm-hmm.
and they are actually considered more, well, there is a group, a very small group, but they're
Right.
loud enough that think that they are like the more supreme of people who are on the spectrum or don't even believe they're on the spectrum.
Wow.
But they're like their own supremacist group right within that group.
Wow. This is information that I believe most of us Americans, I don't know at all, right? But there's just when you see it happening, you can't help but wonder, like, is there more to what's going on than what they're saying? You know? And should I believe what they're saying? That's now the second part, because you look at Elon and you look at Donald Trump and you just see there's so much information they're putting out there. Elon They say he posts 200 times a day, 150 to 200 times a day. You heard about this?
I stay away from X just for, the sake of my own mental health.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you got to
Because,
protect yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to draw those boundaries. But
My blood pressure needs to be at a certain level, I think.
oh no, okay, yeah.
No, I don't have any blood pressure issues. I'm trying to keep it that way.
You got. You don't want to go too high up with it, though. Yeah, I get it because you're saying Elon he raises your blood pressure.
Oh yeah. No, I go to Facebook if I want to raise my.
W logic, yo. That's actually hilarious. You're right. If you want to raise it, that's a good way to do it. All right. Either that or turn on a scary movie. And actually, speaking of scary movies, wouldn't it be safe to say we're literally living in a scary movie being basically funded and directed by Trump and Elon Musk?
Well, the call is coming from inside the house.
There you go. Oh, I like what you did when you did what you did. And you saw him with that chainsaw, right? And I said, this is definitely evidence of a crime being committed as far as I'm concerned, because every scary movie I've seen involves a chainsaw. All right. That's how I look at it, right?
Well, the upsetting thing is I'm the child of a carpenter. I own power tools. That upset me.
Yeah.
That is the horrible use of a chainsaw.
Yeah, it is. And what he's doing with the chainsaw is he's acting like it's cool to cut people off of Medicaid and to cut their Social Security. And you bet not come at him because guess what? He has the chainsaw. That's the message he's sending.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well.
All right then. Well,
I have dual citizenship, so I can leave. So.
All right. All right.
No offense to anyone, but the Azores looking to buy land. If anyone wants in on that,
tell them. All right. All right. Well, listen, Logical Gal, I appreciate you as always. All right, and thank you for checking in with us this morning. All right, they got to move on. All right.
Okay.
All right. W's in the chat. Logic Gal, no lies detected. And so listen, you see what's going on right here. These Trump supporters know the end is here. The end is near.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
That part.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Let's go.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And that goes for you, DJ, all right? Because you know this is not looking good for your party. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Just tending to the affairs as usual before, we get our day started. You know how this goes.
I just got a quick question.
Let's go.
When you waste your time, isn't that time gone?
Yes.
If you waste milk on the ground, isn't that milk gone?
Yes.
If you waste something, can you get it back?
No.
So how they got money from wasted money that they gonna give to the American
people?
Where the money coming from? How does one distribute money that was wasted? That money gone because it was wasted. How does he find wasted money to give to people?
Amen.
Make it make sense.
Amen. I don't know how he's finding it. All right. So that means he's
lying.
Right
here talking about we getting a check. And I'm saying, how does one get money from something that's already been wasted? You don't get wasted stuff back, Zeus.
So that means then we got to get it somewhere else.
Zeus, they not finna get no money. Number one, they not finna get no money. Mike Johnson then already told them if he find any money, it's going into the treasury. They need to quit fooling these folks. But you can make a fool out of folks that believe anything you say, because they low education.
Yeah.
So what I said I was going to do, because, I don't go to conservative lives because I don't want to be dumbed down.
Yeah.
But I said I was going to go around and peek in to see how many of them now are saying that Ukraine started the war.
Correct.
Because, that's the next thing they're going to be saying because, old boy said it.
Yeah.
But listen.
What's that?
So I come up with the description of Doge.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest organization giving entertainment. That's all they're giving.
There you go. I got to agree with that.
They are here for the smart people's entertainment
Yeah.
and for the dumb people's hope. You know, it's just getting ridiculous around these streets, Zeus.
You're right.
Ridiculous,
You're
Zeus.
right. You're right. I mean, they don't even understand that he's playing them like a fiddle. What do you think about Daddy making his because you know what he does? He puts the red hat on them. He slaps them around because they're on their knees, and then he says, "Send me an email and tell me what you did all day." What do you think about their daddy doing that to them?
You know what, Zeus? I'm trying to figure out who is the president. Is it Elon or is it Lay Down Dunny? Because Lay Down Dunny is laying down for Elon like he is a replacement for Melania's side of the bed. You know, it's just getting ridiculous around these parts. You keep going everywhere with Elon. We ain't seeing your wife, although we know her face harder than any cement brick. But I'm just saying, you know, you still could take her somewhere. But you around here hanging with Elon like y'all been in love been in love all your life.
Right. I mean, Elon to be honest,
is running.
But Takesha, he spent $230 million for that diaper. Come on now, you know how this goes out here. When you spend that kind of money,
he bought that presidential position. He bought it, and he telling little Jumbo back there behind you how to run, how far to run, how fast to run, and he got to do everything that man said because he know that man holds the secret to how he got in that White House.
Exactly. So
y'all.
It's like I said, it's one thing when you can land a rocket and you see how Elon lands those rockets, and Trump talks about it all the time. He says those arms go out and they catch the rocket. But what do you think about the idea of Elon landing Donald Trump on his lap? Because his arms went up and he just landed Trump like that. What do you think about that, Takesha? I've meaning to ask you
it's
that.
It's like a lap dance at a strip club. You pay for what you get. You pay for what you get, Zeus. Zeus. He took him in one of them back rooms, Zeus, and just lapped him out.
And then he ordered a chicken wings and a cocktail to go with it, because you know that's what they like to do in there. I can't tell you that's what they do. I've heard that's what they do.
He said, "Send me a Big Mac for my Mac Daddy." That's what Trump said. Send me a
Big Fair enough. So he got the specialized gentleman's room. I get it.
Yeah, got that special.
They can order McDonald's.
Extra special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Takesha, you got an imagination on you. I mean, goodness gracious, when you say it like that, that just takes those clubs, because I heard those places. There's places like that out here that do that. You just made it seem that much more nasty. All right,
they do is Zeus. But let me say this, Zeus, on a serious note.
Okay, go ahead.
When Ange was talking about JFK and the kids with autism, because I got a little cousin who has autism, and they didn't find out until he was 2, and he started exemplifying signs of it, with the hand flapping and all of that.
Right.
My thing is this, and I told y'all to read the scripture, Isaiah the 3rd chapter. And do you remember that scripture talking about how the people were so disobedient that the Lord was going to put children in leadership?
Yeah.
And that meant people that didn't know nothing. That's all this administration got, is people in leadership that know nothing from the top to the bottom.
Amen.
And y'all seeing it happen.
Amen.
And I just feel sorry for the kids who this is going to affect. I feel sorry for the parents that cannot afford to pay for school lunches. But these people supposed to be so-called Christians, and they love the children and don't have some abortions and all that, because them children are God's children,
right?
And He want those children here. But you want to starve them when they get here. And you don't care about them having health care when they get here. Y'all gonna pay for that.
Thank you.
Y'all gonna pay for your hypocrisy.
Yep.
Because if you want to love them while they in the womb, you got to love them while they out of the womb.
Thank you.
You got to make sure they good out of the womb.
Tell them, Takesha.
When Jesus fed the 5,000, besides women and children, He didn't ask them, do you have it?
Nope.
Do you got a lunch? Can you pay for this lunch? He fed them because they were hungry.
Amen.
And that's what we supposed to be doing.
We
supposed to see about the needy. We supposed to feed the homeless.
Amen.
We supposed to home the homeless. And we ain't doing that because we are a selfish country, and we gonna face damnation for the selfishness that we are.
Amen.
And that's the bottom line.
Thank you. You tell nothing but the truth, Takesha. And you know what? You saved somebody's soul this morning. So as always, I appreciate what you're doing. All right. W Takesha in the chat. No lies detected. Yeah, they're worshiping a false prophet.
They worshiping a false. They're worshiping an idol god. They have made Trump a golden calf, and Elon standing there right next to him.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
will face their destruction sooner or later. Zeus.
Amen.
Sooner than later.
Amen. Amen. Tell the truth.
All
Shame
right,
the
Zeus.
devil.
Thank y'all for the gifts.
All righty then. All right. W Takesha in the chat. No lies
All
detected.
right.
You see what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen? We are sticking to the script. All righty then. All righty then. All right. All right. All righty then. All right. I mean, go ahead. Good morning. Good morning, Erica. How are you doing, Erica? Welcome. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Zeus. Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can. Oh, and you cammed up looking so good. Okay.
My,
Okay. Well, then you turned it off.
my
I think.
connection is off.
Are you there?
Well, I am doing kind of work
Santana, I
today.
see you, champ.
I'm in the office.
Okay. How are you doing? Erica, are you there?
Okay. Can you hear me now, Zeus?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. I was just coming up to talk about the HBCU funding, but how are you today?
I'm all right. I am all righty then. All right, but you want to go ahead and help that brother that came up here and help him understand where he went wrong?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I have so much to say about Blaga because I just don't understand when it comes to Blaga, how do you think that Donald Trump, a billionaire, has any intent to help you? He didn't help you in his first term. The only thing that he did is put his name on a stimulus check. That is it. And that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for another stimulus check or a PPP loan, and it's just not going to happen. But let's get into this first, the $16.5 billion that the Biden administration did compared to Trump's $280 million for BIPOC, so Black students and other people of color.
Yeah.
But that money primarily went to predominantly white institutions versus going to just the HBCUs. Only 85 million actually went to HBCUs over a 10-year span under the Trump administration. And I know my time is short. That's why I'm talking fast.
I got it.
I know you guys.
You know what I do. You know what I do. But please get it out there because we want them to go do the research on their own at the end of the day and stop lying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly it. And that's all that I ask them to do is lie. Because I always say men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Bingo.
So with that being said, out of the $16.5 billion that Biden appointed to HBCUs, $4 billion was invested by the American Rescue Plan, $2.6 billion from the DOE to strengthen their degree programs, $950 million for research and development, $2.8 billion for need-based grants, also $1.3 billion for veterans. That's just part of it. When he did the additional $1.3 billion in September of last year, that was an additional $1.1 billion in additional needs-based grants, including Pell Grants again, and then also another $188 million in competitive grants for them. So Biden definitely invested and put the American tax dollar into HBCUs to strengthen our communities, all right? Because HBCUs lead the way for Black doctors, Black researchers, Black engineers. We HBCUs do the damn thing.
Amen.
All right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Zeus.
No, you're good. You're good. You're W Erica in the chat. We got the facts, we got the data, we got the statistics, we got the numbers. So to all the blagga that are out here spreading misinformation and disinformation about President Biden, please come with receipts or just zip it. Seriously. It's getting out of control, right?
Exactly. It definitely is. Well, I gotta go, but I do thank you so much for your time.
Alrighty then. All right. W Erica in the chat. Erica Shante. No lies detected. She copied your whole flow, Santana. Oh my God. All right. Well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached that pinnacle moment in the show where Zeus honestly has to depart and tend to other affairs in the kingdom. But you know what? I want to give each and every single one of you a huge round of applause. No lies detected. I mean, this has been quite the show. We got the Republicans and we got the Trump supporters, not the real Republicans, but the MAGA Republicans. We got them literally on the ropes. There's no defense to what's currently going on in this country. We're heading towards a 1929 style depression, one like we've never seen, that involves no eggs. It involves measles outbreaks, tuberculosis outbreaks, airplanes literally falling out of the sky. It involves us being at war with our allies, all right, and actually trying to be friends with our adversaries like Kim Jong Un and Putin. This is the worst situation this country has ever been in, and it's all because of 110% because of Donald J. Trump and the MAGA Republicans. All right, and so what I'll do is say this, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, you all deserve a huge round of applause. Thank you to all of my subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. All right, without you, this show wouldn't be as educational, entertaining, and engaging as it is. But to all of the Trump voters out there who still haven't had enough, and you're going to end up paying the ultimate price, which is your life, because you refuse to wake up and get out of the cult. I mean, I know why you're addicted, because you smelled his dirty diaper. And people say, what does the diaper smell like? It smells like poop. It smells like ketchup. And it smells like burnt rubber and perhaps cheap cologne. They took one whiff of that and they've been hooked on Donald J. Trump ever since. So if you don't value your life and you're going to be addicted to that nasty stuff, do us a huge favor and go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA.
All right. I mean, it is a sick thing, right? Because if you smell that diaper, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be honest with you. What I've heard, they say, look, Zeus, once you smell that diaper, you are literally hooked. And that's what's going on with these Trump supporters. They got a serious addiction. And what we got to do is keep putting in the good work to break the addiction. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially out of here. All right. Take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe. Stay warm. What a great show. Debunking Trump supporters on a daily basis. All right, I appreciate each and every single one of you coming up here telling your truth. I see you, CC. I see you, Q-Dog. I see all of you. We got to spread the love. W Nutty, W Kabira, W Rick in the chat. All right, thank you so much. W Selena. All right. Let's go. I see you, Tiffany, for the people. W Santana Jones, my brother. Keep up the great work. Don't worry, I'm going to have to come over there and help you rock out over there on your platform, buddy. All right, seriously. Got to be able to connect the dots, ladies and gentlemen. W Zeus and the panelists. Wow, that's so kind. They help make the show what it is. All right. And by the way, to the Trump supporters, make no mistake, you're going to be paying the ultimate price in short order. I promise you. All right. Because you know what you did to this great country of ours. Takesha 2028. Oh wow, Takesha, Takesha, look at that. We might see Takesha in the White House. I support that. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Curtis, are you here? You know we gotta do it. We gotta do the drill, baby. Drill. You know what I'm talking about. No lies detected, yes. Imagine being a Trump supporter right now and knowing that your water's about to be cut off. Let's get to the drill, baby, drill. Because I got to get up out of here, seriously. Let's go. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get the drill, baby.
She's a radical.
Thank you, Ann.
But we're going to end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill.
Let's go.
Drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling so deep.
Want me to pay your bills? They want me to pay their bills? You want me to lower your debt?
We're going to lower your taxes.
You want me to do all of that?
Insane asylum.
We're going to do it together then.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill.
We're going to frack.
Drill was a black.
Let's go. You know she's gonna bang it, right? Was against fracking and this. Woo! W, Sapira, my sister, wow! She always do that to me. She said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical. She can't help it. And we're gonna end that W and frack, and drill, baby, drill. Let's go. So deep. You ever drilled that deep? Be honest. You know what I'm talking about, fellas. Have you ever drilled that deep? We're gonna pay down your debt. You're gonna lower your taxes. Ladies, you like it when the men drill like that? Late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack. Hey! They say, what do you mean drill? Look at that drill right there. Look at that. That's some real drilling, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we do. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Q-Dog!
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
They do.
They say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter?
Why?
We're going to lower your taxes.
Oh.
Deep, insane
that
asylums.
part, I got it.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill, gonna frack. Drill, baby, drill, it's Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill,
Go lower.
Your taxes.
Deep, insane asylum. You know they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal. Drill. Hey, you know you gotta do it like that. Hey, Kabira, am I right? Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Let's do it, all right? How much do you need to pay off of that? Those mansions. Oh, 10 million, don't worry, we'll get you to 10 million. Oh, and you got some taxes on that too. How much is that? Oh, 500,000. Don't worry, baby. We'll take good care of those taxes. All right, because guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna drill, baby, drill. All right, and we're gonna pay off your taxes and lower your debt because we got so much liquid gold. And you know where that liquid gold is coming from. All right, keep it clean, ladies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Lower your egg